Hi, I'm Tara Howard, and I teach 6th grade at Salyersville Grade School in Magoffin County.
And I'm Ashley Gamble, and I teach 5th grade at Salyersville Grade School.
And so now we're going to share with you a project we did with grant money we received from KVEC. And I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint that we worked on, and we're going to talk a little bit about why we chose this project. A research question, we actually came up with this after consulting administration and ELA teachers, and we found that a lot of students struggle with language skills, literacy skills. And so we decided to focus on podcasting because it is a trend currently. People are really getting into podcasting, and it's something that we felt that the students would enjoy. They can be heard and not seen, and they can focus on their words. And so what are the benefits of podcasting in the elementary classroom, and what impact will it have on student engagement? And these are things we wanted to look for when we thought about doing this. And the reason we chose this, one reason is to promote skills for 21st century education. We would like for our students to be globally competent and to be able to be globally competitive. And we want students to be able to compete with students not only in our region but across the globe and have access to the same types of materials and be fluent in the same skills. And so we also wanted to increase student engagement. We believe very strongly that when students are engaged, attendance increases, we have higher attendance rates, and we also have students that are more interested in what they are doing and learning. And it will help with, our goal is to help with retention. We wanted to reinforce our content across the curriculum. While we need to focus on literacy skills, we also want to tie that into the other subjects as well. And we've struggled, I feel like, to really incorporate literacy skills into our curriculum. And so we're working to combine all those and to allow for students to not only learn literacy skills, but our content as well. And we decided that this was necessary because a quarter of the students have problems with literacy skills, and that information was given to us by administration and teachers in our school. Also, we want to give students a voice. We feel like in rural Appalachia that students may not get their voices out there. They may not feel heard. And we want students to be able, we have some of the brightest students around, and we want our students to feel like they are empowered and that they are able to share their ideas because they have some great ideas. And also, we think this is great for assessment. Students may not do well on paper-based assessments. They may have test anxiety. I struggle with that myself. And so this way, they can feel like they're being heard and not seen, and they may not have the same anxiety recording podcasts, just an audio, that they would on a paper-based exam. And so we think that that's something we can also go back and look at later on by listening to those, and it's actually extra evidence to what they've accomplished. And so basically what we did, we introduced students to podcasting. We talked to them about podcasting, what it's used for, and how it could be used in our classroom. And we let students listen to podcasts. And after that, they were able to submit a list to us of ideas that they thought were interesting. And some of it was content-based, and some of it was just extracurricular. We feel that the arts may not get as much attention as we would like for them to. So they were allowed to branch out into other things, and also sports or any topic of interest that they may have for a hobby. And so after they submitted those lists, the students were grouped. We grouped them based on common interests. We kind of mixed them up a little bit, and they also made some new connections as friends because they found other students that were interested in the same thing they were. Then they were able to collaborate, and I have never seen students collaborate on writing like they did with this project. They worked together so well. They shared their papers on Google. They really worked to create something they were proud of, a piece of writing that they submitted to us that they felt proud of. And after that, we helped them edit and revise. We thoroughly vetted those papers and made sure they were ready for recording and that they were appropriate and that they sounded like the students wanted them to sound, like they were getting their points across. And after that, we recorded and edited, and we will be publishing those. We haven't been able to at this time due to the pandemic currently going on, but we hope to do that soon. Basically, the students, we looked at the outcome of what happened with this project. And Ashley's going to talk to you a little bit about what happened with this project and what she saw in her classroom as well as in mine. And go ahead, Ashley.
Okay. In this project, we saw a lot of increased student engagement. That was one of our main focuses, was to increase student engagement. Students worked together and came up with their own topics to submit to us, and this really helped their writing because they were focusing on something that they were interested in. And after they had worked on some of their podcasts, we polled all of the students that had participated, and 100% of them said that creating these podcasts had made writing more interesting to them and learning more fun. This has also helped improve their literacy skills. That was a main focus going into this, especially idea development, and with students being able to come up with their own topics. Their ideas, at the beginning, it was a struggle because they were so used to the teacher giving them ideas. But as they progressed through this, they came up with many ideas from ocean life, film theory, health, the list goes on and on. And that has helped the writing process as they have edited and revised and created these products. Their digital competence has improved as they have used all these new forms of technology that they've never been introduced to before, all of the mics and the programs, the editing, the recording, and you could tell their skill had improved, especially at the KVEC Innovation Celebration, as they used all of the equipment by themselves and recorded legislators, superintendents, board members. They just took the lead and got some great recordings there for their podcasts. This has also improved their global competency as they've had to think of other people's perspectives besides just their own as they put this information out there on the internet. This is the items that we have purchased. We got this podcast studio bundle that has mics and all the things that we needed. These mics in particular have a filter that helps take out some of the background noise. We also got this computer. This was the best model we could find for the cheapest price. And this is our USB mic that we use for travel. And our students actually use this on location at the KVEC Innovation Celebration, but it does not have a filter to filter out the background noise. So when you look at those or listen to those sound bits in a little bit, you will hear some background noise. And we also use the program's Audacity to record, to convert to MP3, and we will also be using Spotify and iTunes when students are able to publish their pieces.
And these are just some pictures, some evidence of the writing process, students using pencil and paper and also Google Docs. This is some examples of students using the equipment we purchased to create podcasts. In these pictures, they were actually recording and listening to the playback. And here's some pictures from our innovation celebration in Frankfort, Kentucky. The students were so grateful for this experience and they had a wonderful time. And we want to thank KVEC for allowing us to attend this event. And so we also were so excited at the community support that we received. Parents, local officials, so many were in attendance that day that they made the students feel so supported and heard and cared for. And we have some sound bites on a couple of slides. This slide has actual podcasts. Some, it's just a random selection. We had many podcasts and we couldn't include them all, but this is just a random selection and you can click on those and listen. And here are some from Frankfurt. Students wanted to create a special podcast following that event, and so they have several more interviews that they conducted that day, but I included some samples of those as well. And if you notice, that mic does have some background noise, but they had a great time and they were so excited about that. And we're going to leave you with some student testimonials before we close out so you can hear from the students. And this is Anna.
Hello, my name's Anna Gasparic. I'm a 6th grader at Syersville Grade School. And I like podcasting because we get to voice new ideas and people get to hear fun facts and new stories, and it's very fun. And my favorite part about podcasting is interviewing. They get to learn about us and we get to learn about them, the person that we are interviewing, and it's just really fun.
And you'll also get to hear from Noah. We were so disappointed that we didn't get to have our event in Pike County this year, but so we wanted to include students in this presentation as well, as we would have.
Noah. I've been doing a podcast with my classmates. I bet you're wondering, what is a podcast? A podcast is an audio file of anything you want it to be. So far, we've been doing an ocean biome with my classmates. So far, my favorite part of it is the scare factor, which I am doing. It's about dangerous sea creatures and what they do. For now, we've done the goblin shark. But later on, we'll be doing many more ocean creatures. So if you want, stay tuned.
All right. And
I'm Noah. I've been doing a podcast.
And with that, we just want to say thank you to KVEC. Thank you to everyone involved in KVEC.